A Christmas present. We drive upstate in the early morning, drinking coffee out of paper cups. We're pretty efficient, but we stop for snacks a lot. And once he pulls off the highway because I see a sign painted on a barn for Pigeon World, and we drive around for half an hour trying to find it. In the year and a half we've been dating, I've met his parents 2 times, both within the past 6 months. The first thing his mother ever said to me was, "Well, it's nice to finally meet you." That was in the summertime. She sent us home with bags of chard from her garden and corn, blueberries, and tomatoes from the farmer's market, where she's an expert. This is our first Christmas together. His parents give me a lot of presents. Long underwear, tights, slippers, socks, a sweater, and a stocking from Santa. In context, the small designy gifts Brian and I picked out on the internet seem skimpy and gimmicky. A ceramic egg that grows sunflowers, a 3-dimensional cardboard moose head. His family members say, "Oh, thank you." In the afternoon, we play a competitive game of Yahtzee, which Brian and I turn out to be really bad at. He comes up with a new strategy midway of making sustained eye contact when we roll. It's kind of embarrassing, but we do a lot better. His mother asks if we would like to go to Disney World, which she refers to exclusively as the happiest place on earth. Brian, would you like to go to the happiest place on earth next summer? Sure. Well, I think it could be fun. She asks me politely what Christmas traditions my family has, and I tell her that on Christmas Eve, half of them go in the basement and smoke pot, while the other half sit in the living room pretending not to know. When I'm around her, I think of the most inappropriate thing to say and blurt it out like a bad teenager. Recently retired, his parents allot extra time for all activities, like adding water to stretch soup. We get to 6 o'clock Mass before the 4 o'clock has been let out and drive around the block for 15 minutes, 4 of us wedged in the back seat. His sister-in-law jokes that we should hip bump people at Peace Be With You time instead of shaking hands, and I take it a step too far, saying, "We should just make out with everyone." His father shows us where the ice has frozen on the trees. Things I enjoy about church. We sing all the Christmas carols twice. The women behind me have clear, strong voices. I wonder whether to take communion or not, and decide that my childhood Catholicism allows it. I remember to cross myself after I'm handed the wafer. When we get home, Brian's mother takes the Christmas pajamas off their blonde dog, and we go for a walk in the woods, where every dog we encounter is also blonde. Around his blonde mother and white-haired father and all these blonde dogs, Brian is suddenly blonde too. I see a deer, and I think it's a golden retriever. I asked used to see family photographs, and his mother takes out a stack of boxes that have been untouched for years. Brian and I look through them while she does something in the kitchen. His father perches on the edge of the couch. When we finish the stack, he holds out his hand to see. 2 boys. First Mike, all smiles. Then Brian, usually naked and crying. When they reach the age of 5 or so, they become airborne, hovering on BMX bikes, skateboards, and an improbable motorcycle, all the way to graduation. In my favorite photo of her, his mother is 18, with long blonde hair, Mike on the way. She's standing on a beach, shaking her fist at the ocean, slapstick style. His father stands in the kitchen as I put on my coat. Brian and I are going out to meet up with friends. It's already 9:30. Everyone will be in bed by the time we get home.
It was a good day,
He says quietly,
a really good day.
half turned toward bed, slightly above me on the split-level linoleum. The patterns on the wallpaper, the cross-stitched embroideries, the Santa Clauses Brian's grandma made, are vibrating around us. He's wrapped up the day with his words and turned it into another present.